Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Anne-Marie Chantal. I'm a diplomat with the fastest growing designer fashion house. And you know how many people struggle to start approaching people with their business. Well, what I'm going to do tonight is to share with you how to start an effective conversation. Are you ready for this? So the first word you say and the first question you ask can really compel people to be drawn to you and feel comfortable enough to open up to you if you do it correctly. The only way to influence the future is to do it in the present moment. So take effective mini steps to move you forward to achieving your goals and your higher purpose more rapidly. By this, I mean when you start to use principles and method, and I'm going to share with you a book where you can take, one step at a time. For example, when you complete the chapter I'm referring to, immediately you will begin to use the phrases you learn in it and do nothing more than observing how people respond to you in a more positive way. Okay, if the conversation doesn't turn out the way you'd like, you're not sure what to say next, let it go. Okay, just look for and feel good about the difference in attitude that people will have towards you. So actually, it's a difference that has always been there, except you never saw it before because you weren't because of where you were. Changing your approach will change your response. Okay, so I would like to share with you a powerful and very flexible communication tool that you can use in a variety of situations. It's actually called the personal introduction. So when people ask you, what do you do? How do you normally reply? Do you answer with a little bit of like, well, I'm a nurse, I'm an office administrator, I sell designer fashion house, I get paid to wear designer goods, I work with this company, I'm in the health, or I'm in the designer industry, or whatever you do, right? What does this mean to the person who asks you? Not much. It actually tells very little about you. So one of the magnetic ways I know of attracting people to you, right, is not to tell people what you do, but let them know how what you do helps other people. Okay? And this is where the personal introduction comes into its own. It has a variety of uses, as you will find out in, again, the books that I'm about to share with you. As an example here, how you can reply to this question, what do you do? You could literally say something simple as, well, you know how people nowadays are finding it hard to get ahead, with the corporate downsizing, the lack of job security, and the high cost of living. Well, what I do is I help them set up their own business so they can start taking care of themselves and their family once again. Let me ask you, what do you do? You see how this paints a picture of how what you do helps others. Okay, this is the essence of really having a conversation in a very natural way. Your reply focuses on some challenges that are in the world that most people are aware of and can easily identify within themselves. It demonstrates your purpose, which is to help other people solve their challenges. And it also focuses on the reply. It demands you understand what you do in the complex of helping people. Of helping others. Now, if a person identifies with this and is finding it hard to make ends meet, if they're facing downsizing, or do you think, they're most likely to want to know more about it? Most probably, yes. And do you want to tell them? Yes, of course you do, right? You want you want to, and do you want to do it now? You can if you want, but then what would you be doing? You actually be presenting what you think they should hear because you don't actually have any reference point about them. So my suggestion is wait. Okay, find out more about them and who they are so that you can possibly customize your answer. That's why you ask the question, what do you do? At the end of your explanation. Ask a question like this is an invite for them to participate in a conversation, right? By stating how what you do helps other, you will have already created a good impression, and you cement that in terms of conversation on them. And remember, it's all in the questions. Contrary to the popular opinion that as long as you're talking, you're in control, the opposite is true, okay? You're actually more in control of the conversation by letting go of your need to speak. So ask a question instead, okay? So a little bit of the mechanic behind that personal introduction, very simple. Let me give you the mechanics to create your own introduction. You know, you want to compromise 3 parts: the problem, the solution, and the question, right? So the personal introduction is very flexible. You know, if you're already gathering a lot of information about someone and they eventually ask you what you do, you know, how, excuse me, how do you think you can respond by, right? You would actually modify your personal introduction to fit the things they are looking for. So let me give you an example that by assuming we're already speaking with someone and you're replying something, well, actually, it's interesting you should that you're asking because you know how you were saying that having a child soon means you will need to give up your job. And it's causing you some concern because there will be a dip into your income and you're worried about being left behind all these businesses in the world. Right? Well, what I do is help people like you know, set up their own home-based business so that they can help, so that they can keep their business skills and at the same time make sure the family is being cared for. Maybe I could help you. Maybe I could be a help of you. Right? So the speech has served me so well over the years. I can imagine what I would do without it. And it has many other uses, as you will discover in more of the book that I will be sharing with you. So about the different ways of connecting with starting that effective conversation. So how to start your presentation by not presenting is also a huge key here, right? So how do you think most people feel when they are expecting a presentation? Think about it. You know, do they feel tense or excited to hear about your wonderful things you're going to tell them about? Do you find people move towards you or away from you when you present? Mostly, what I've seen is that mostly people feel tense and they move away. You know, they fix a smile on their face and they're greeting, you know, but really inside they're like fear. They have this mask of fear. Most people, when being presented or sold to, fear that you're going to persuade them to do something. And with that happening, do you think you're going to get even 1/10 of their attention? Very unlikely. So one of the worst errors of a distributor can make is to present on purpose solution before even discovering the deeper needs. You know, people need to feel confident you have the best interests at heart, right? So when you're faced with making a presentation and you're tempted to tell someone about the wonderful future and advantage of your products and business opportunity here, be cautious. You know, that's my advice, because really, I mean, I guess my cautious advice would be really don't. If you can possibly help it, you know, interview them instead. You know, have posture. You know, you've already discovered that when you present without having any knowledge of the other person, it's only your interpretation of what you think the other person needs to know. How many times have you made a presentation based on nothing more than your own guesses and end up with another person saying, well, I'm going to think about it, or no, thank you, this isn't for me. You're left feeling empty, right? So let's turn it around. What if we stop telling people and we start asking? So even someone says that they would like to know more about what you're sharing, you can literally turn this into a question before you present to them. So this is my little introduction that I wanted to share with you on, how many people struggle by not knowing what to say when they get started in network marketing. And what we do is to really customize our presentation or our what do you do into based on what we know about them. So I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, reach out to me so we can work more one-on-one together and help you to customize that for yourself with the people around you. Again, my name is Anne-Marie Chantal. I'm a diplomat with the fastest growing designer fashion house. Have a good day wherever you are in the world.